I got a question for you guys. When a creator you want to finish a collab with ghosts you after you made 3 parts, what do? You reuse the deco and make something of your own. We ain't letting nothing waste away around here. This ain't Eternal Night. Anyways, what's up y'all? Robocoin here. Today I'm just gonna do a quick one-take video of how I made my recent solo level original banana. Damn, I'm actually surprised it popped off like this. It must have gotten 1 send or 2. I still have some old copies left over that I want to show you, where I left around a bunch of assets that I used, kind of like what I did for Unbalanced level. Alright, let's go. Alright, so now we are in the old copy. The way you can tell is it's using an old song. For some reason, this got removed off of Newgrounds. I don't even know how I'm still able to use it, but other people aren't able to download it. But luckily I found another song, so let me just replace that real quick. I prefer the old song, but this one does the job really well because it's the same BPM, made by the same artist, same type of plug and be style. Love it. Sounds really good to beat anyway. Anyways, the first part, I remember building this before I went on vacation. Speed building a bunch of shit. Basically just speed building a bunch of random stuff. We'll start with the block designs. This is essentially what I made in one of my parts in Happier by Z Thunder. But since nothing's probably gonna come of that most likely because I get ghosted 24/7, I decided to just quickly speed build it here. I build connectors for a living. Anyways, this really did not take that long to build. Since I'm entirely used to optimizing my structures every time, it probably did take like 15 minutes for all of these structures in total, possibly 30 depending on how long these took to copy paste. You build this structure and then this structure and then this structure, and then that point is just really easy. Then once you finish those, make them upside down but fix the 3D lines so you're not lazy, and then make these edges, because like I did in speed build Monday, I like to put a bunch of these on the sides of these structures. I haven't done that in a while, so I thought it looked cool. Then we got the saw blades, which I don't remember if I ripped off from the same part, but... And now we got the spikes, including glow. That's 4 objects per spike, and I'm honestly pretty proud of it. Optimization peak. Then we got the orb design right here. Something simple that I built earlier. I forgot I left this wave structure here. I thought I was going to put a wave in the level. And after you build all those things, every other detail just falls into place. My simple style of screen glow is layering like 3 or 4 big pieces of screen glow over each other. This only took 12 objects, so did the other one, 24. And even in 2.1, I'd used not that many objects. I'll prove it to you real quick. Speechless Forest, I recently updated this, sorta. Had to get rid of the Denny icon. Anyways, here's some screen glows. 13 objects. I only layered 3, and they were 2 objects each. Yeah, I've always been on top of my screen glows. Everyone else was unoptimized for no reason. Oh, look at that! Now mobile players can't play your level, which is like 90% of the entire Geometry Dash community. Then you got these 2 sets of glow lines that I added. There's not really a special name for this effect, I just used it. You'll see this in a glow design level eventually. Simple indicators. All it takes is a hexagon in the background, a rhombus, a rotated square in the middle, and then an arrow, and then a brighter square, and then shrink 2 more in there. Yeah, you got it. And then you just copy that and shrink it all the way down, you got a smaller one. And you could take that same hexagon you used in there, fill it in, shrink it all the way down, and make it dark, and then just copy paste a bunch of those around. And these spinning objects, I put RTX on all the block designs because I put like low over them, so the entire thing would like pulse very bright. Also, yes, I did use pinwheels. I'm not sorry.
What are you talking about, cracker? Fuck you!
Next up, we have some simple ground spike design. I used it in there and got away with it. I used everything in there and got away with it, basically. Oh yeah, I even copied the leaves. Like, I literally just copy pasted it from the level. At least this was very easy to make. 2 objects per leaf. Just 1 leaf object from this new tab that nobody knows about, and then a piece of black glow below it. This has to be T3 and the glow has to be T2, because if it's T2, yeah. Once all that's done, all you gotta do is just assign moves to literally every everything. So Rob Top could be hooked on the first part of the level. Even the saws moved. And then once you get out of that part, the saws never move again. Then I made structures like these move up and down on a spawn loop, and way faster. I knew that was the one and only way I was going to use them. The same treatment as these random structures in the background, except not only do they move up and down, they move forward and backward.
We live in a two-dimensional world. Up, down, left, and right. But what about forward and backward?
What is that?
What the fuck did he say? See, it's some shit you can't comprehend.
Then after that, the only thing you gotta do is put in your Andrix GD, and then yeah, we're good. I still love using this effect, and I learned to use it on a spawn loop. It's gonna be overdone throughout the entire level, and only 147 objects, but you can still put it on high detail, which removes all of the glow in the level. But if you can run it, right over here you got your Lenzeliums. Thank you for letting me steal, be inspired off of you. Yeah, let's go with that. And I put a bunch of text inside these for some random reason. Now we got the main focus of the level.
I'd like to thank someone without whom I could not have achieved geniushood. A real one in a million. Original banana. Mwah.
This comes from the show Summer Camp Island, where Oscar somehow figures out how to duplicate bananas from an equation he made the fuck up. And that leads to this gem of a clip.
Original banana.
Yeah, I knew about that this whole time, but when I found it in a Funny Moments compilation, I had to use it. And then this level was born. Oh, look at that, it's Robocoinn. Anyways, we're on to the second part. You already know how I build block designs, you know how I build spikes, you know how I build saw blades. You know how I do things around here, except this is a little bit better. Yeah, I use connectors, but nobody has built in this weird way before. And nobody has spammed rotating structures before with intent. Like, there we go, we got one right there. And I used some somewhat different details. Some of these things did not come from Happier. You see, these indicators didn't come from it. Then you just got spamming a bunch of more random details around to fill space. The orb designs definitely had to be. Me putting effects here on spawn loops, smart. Oh yeah, and later on in the level's creation, I'd end up making an effect where 5 glow balls shoot out from almost any portal you touch. Well, any portal that has a huge impact. Like, so this one does, and then this one doesn't, but this one does, and that one doesn't because that's upside down. On to the third part of the level. Yeah, I'm not gonna sugarcoat, I definitely ripped this off. I was proud of using it once, I'm now proud to use it again. And a simple level actually. Oh, would you look at that, only 3 objects per spike. Now we got these basic Seronium looking structures, 8-bit lollipops. They move up and down on a spawn loop, so that's a little bit interesting. Then use these objects to make random shapes. I did the same side block setup as the first part, putting a bunch of these on the sides. Not as much as the first part, but still did it. So anyways, you got your VIT-12s over here. The rest of the designs speak for themselves. I did a decent job per usual. Stole the idea from the first part to create floating glow balls on a spawn loop. Follow them dots and follow them pinwheels. I thought this subtle detail was cool. It's probably something you don't see from me in a while. Came up with this off the dome. Now you have squares and hearts in the background and stars. This would have been a good place to build a bunch of these around the level. You probably remember those. That'll be in the next level when I steal most of this style but change the saw blades and the block designs to make something actually really cool. You'll see. Now we got some new copy pasted effects. Nah, look at that. A bunch of saws around here. And I don't know what the heck I was building around here with these light objects, but I still did it. Randomly layered a bunch of fake spikes into fake spikes into fake spikes. And now we have the final part that is really similar to Happier. The first part. Oh, would you look at that? I never built these in the background before. I'll give you a moment to appreciate all of these objects in the background. Yeah, if it wasn't obvious, there's literally no saw blades in this part. I don't know why I forgot to copy and paste these. I laughed about that later on, but you don't need them. It's an easy part. The blocks pulse again, and you got all these random structures on the sides again. Speedrun money in a nutshell. And then you got this random part where the icons are just there. Oh yeah, I made these go up and down again. Exactly like that collab I made with Ego 11. Ha 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 ha. Me and Ego 11 still talk, by the way. Oh yeah, before I show the end screen, let me just show you the lazy shit that I built down here again. I put so much effort into this. Oh shit. Yeah, once you get into the groove of things, copying and pasting does not take that long at all. But I had to do it just right so everything still looked clean in the end. I mean, I used a few different details like the ground spikes and that's about it. And now we gotta go crazy, go stupid. I don't know why I assigned the object color to these orbs, but I still did it anyways. And they get a little bit darker, so it gives a little bit of emphasis on the bright X around it. You're not supposed to click any of these red orbs. Don't hit the red orb. And then I ended it off with a triple spike and a mountain of block design. And look at that, now we got an animation. I just rotated Oscar around here, made an arm with him holding a banana, a simple spawn loop to make it go back and forth between the two, and that's my end screen. I even copied the original banana text. Now there's just Robocoin down here. And let me just say for the record, I built most of this on vacation, but finished it as soon as I got back. Shout out to Explode09 and ATG being in the call when I verified it. And when I ended off the entire level, 38,891 objects, and then optimized, which is basically just removing all useless objects, 31,775 in a minute and 23 seconds. That's really good for me. At the end of the day, to a star grinder, it will just be a 6-star that you could just breeze through, but at least the experience will be really enjoyable to compare to some of the really weird things you get in the future tab on a daily basis. Hopefully you get an enjoyable experience out of that. But anyways, for now, that's how I built Original Banana. Hope you enjoyed that one take video, and I'll see you in the next time.